Welcome to the Photographers Podcast, where we interview photographers from across the country. Every month, we will bring you a new personality where we step into the captivating world where moments freeze, emotions speak, and stories unfold with the click of a shutter. Here is your host, Randy Nickerson.
In our last episode, we explored the east side of Newfoundland. We started in St. John's, where we checked out the Battery, Quiddy Viddy, Jelly Bean Alley, and Cape Spear. We then traveled to Bay Bulls to check out all the seabirds on O'Brien's boat tours. From there, we traveled to the quiet town of St. Bride's, where just 15 minutes from there is Cape St. Mary's, home to over 30,000 nesting gannets. In this episode, we traveled north to the quirky town of Dildo, made famous by late-night talk show host Jimmy Kimmel. After an overnight, we continued to the beautiful town of Trinity for all their beautiful houses and great food. Lastly, we will check out Elliston and Bonavista for the rugged coastline and the puffins. I can't wait to share our adventure with you. You're looking at the Heather Nicole in the Dildo Harbor, just one of the beautiful boats that are all around us. The Dildo Harbor is just beautiful. Look at those houses behind me. Aren't they gorgeous? So we took the 2.5-hour drive from Cape St. Mary's this morning. We made it not in too bad shape. We have a beautiful place that we're staying. Today, we're going to just try to get some harbor life for the rest of the day. Just take advantage of this weather because it's not raining. We're going to go for a drive around to some of these secret spots that people have told us about and wish us luck. Let's see what we can come up with. Alan, here we are on day 4.
Yep.
I had a wonderful night at Inn on the Bay in Dildo, Newfoundland. Are you starting to talk like a Newfoundlander yet?
Not quite. It'll take a few years.
Take a few years. So today we're going up to Trinity, and along the way we're going to stop at a few harbors, maybe come by Chance Cove.
Yeah,
if
it looks
nice.
good.
Yeah, it's supposed to get nicer as the day goes on. Our main goal over the next couple of days is to get the puffins.
Yeah, there's
right.
2 opportunities, I
Up
believe.
in Elliston.
Yeah.
And there's a lighthouse up near either Bonavista or
talking to the locals here on the way, basically they're saying there's 2 opportunities. We met people on the way that have been there, just back from there. And there's the one at the Elliston where we can get fairly close to the puffin, I think very close.
Yes.
And secondly, there's Lighthouse, which might be another opportunity, or if we weren't so successful at the first, it gives us 2 opportunities.
Lots of options.
Yeah.
And Trinity is a beautiful town from what I understand. It's a beautiful village. They have a play there that we're going to check out.
Yes.
You're going to have a lot of fun doing that. So a little recap over the last 4 days. We've seen Jelly Bean Row.
Yes.
Yeah. We've seen Signal Hill.
Yeah.
We've seen Cape Spear, which is pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
We've seen
St. Bride's was special as well.
St. Bride's, yes, the end of the world, but the gannets were unbelievable.
Yeah, that's the closest. I mean, I do quite a lot of wildlife photography, and anyone doing wildlife photography, if you're ever down here, it's a must.
Yeah, it's a must, isn't it? Yeah,
it's a must.
And we've had good luck with the weather. Again, today it's a bit breezy right now, but it's supposed to get sunny as the day goes on, so we've kind of been blessed with the weather.
We've been very lucky. With the shoots we're planning, overnight it's been rain, early morning it's been rain, but when we've been on location, we've been very, very lucky so far. I don't want to tempt fate.
No, knock on wood here.
No, but we have been lucky. And when you're only at a place for a day or 2 days, you're at the mercy of the weather.
You are. And this is why you have to be okay with adapting.
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
You have to. Yeah.
So we've had a great breakfast here. We're going to get in the car and off we go.
I'm a rover, seldom sober. I'm a rover of hide and seek. And when I'm drinking, I'm always thinking how to gain my lost company.
So we're here in the wonderful town of Trinity, Newfoundland. I mean, around every corner, there's something beautiful. And what happened when we were coming around the theater? I heard this beautiful music and we found these wonderful musicians. Who are you?
Joel Sten.
Nick Corcoran.
And I'm Mallory Clark.
Well, you guys, the music was fantastic, and I really appreciate you talking to us. So tell me what you're practicing for.
Well, we are getting ready for our dinner theater, which is called Shenanigans. So we do performances every Wednesday and Saturday starting June 22nd and up until the Labor Day weekend, which have traditional Newfoundland music and some comedy as well.
Love it. Love it. I wish we could be here for that. Maybe we'll take another plane ride out just for this show. Wouldn't that be great? So have you been performing for a long time, or kind of how's this work for you guys? How did you get together?
Well, there's a lot of people that work here that are, even in this show, there's going to be 10 people in this show. So every year we kind of just assemble new little temporary bands, I guess, to make the shows work. But I've been performing here for 10 years, and this is my first year as the artistic director here this year. And Joel's been with us for 7, and this is Nick's second year here.
Yeah. So. Well, you guys sounded fabulous. I really thank you for talking to me, because it's going to really add something to our trip. So you guys have a great show.
Thank you.
Break a leg. And thanks.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Hey folks, we're going to get back to our show in just a minute, but I thought this would be a great time to talk about real estate photography with trusted real estate agent Irina Rudenko from Remax Jazz. Hi Irina, thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
So I want to know what makes a better photograph versus some other agents' photography. What makes a better one?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think at the end of the day, we want to communicate a story. So today we're in this gorgeous neighborhood, North Oshawa.
Yes.
These are custom built homes, cast-engineered homes. So we want to make sure that we showcase the neighborhood as well as the home.
Right, because you're not just living inside, you're living outside. So like bright, nice photographs of the park and maybe the school, correct?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, well then let's talk about inside the house. I imagine staging, decluttering, so that the photographer has a better chance to get and convey your message, right?
Yes, exactly. So just think about it. Right now there is probably 1,000 different options for buyers out there in the market.
Right.
So we want to make sure that when they look on MLS or Realtor or any other sites, they can be captured with the information and specifically photography when they're seeing it.
So getting the features, right? Making it so you can picture yourself in the room. That's what the photographer has to do, correct?
Exactly. Right. So it is definitely a package. At the end of the day, we like to work as a team, because you can have great photography, but if there's a lot of things happening in the house, a lot of clutter or things are mismatched, it's hard for people to visualize themselves in the space.
Yeah,
So,
I would imagine. So guys, we're going to go back to our show, but I just want to thank Irina for helping me out here. Irina, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, how would they do it?
yeah, absolutely. You can just give me a call, 416-220-0205, or you can visit my website at rudenkohomes.ca.
Great. And thanks again. And guys, let's get back to our show. So we've made it to Elliston, and as you can see, it's just a beautiful, beautiful landscape around here. The trouble is the puffins are about 100 yards away from us as far as we can go to shoot them. And even with, I have a 1:400, which I put into DX mode, which gives me about 620, I'm not sure how good my shots are going to be. I can't wait to see them at home, but the light is so contrasty, little black and white birds, the highlights, it's really hard to keep them under control without getting any detail in the shadows. So far more challenging than I thought this was going to be. You always enjoy where you are. It's a beautiful day, a little windy, but just a beautiful day. So whether I got a good picture or not, it's not really all that important. The more important part was that I was here with my friend Alan, and we got some really nice experiences here in the great town of Elliston. Hey Alan.
Yeah.
Found this beautiful restaurant here, the Root Cellar Restaurant in Elliston. What do you think?
Well, I'm ready for breakfast, Randy. We got up at what, 6:30 this morning?
Yes.
Headed up to Elliston for the puffin. So it's now time for breakfast, and I'm looking forward to it.
This is a gorgeous, I think, a converted church.
It's lovely, isn't it? Yeah,
beautiful.
Look at the roof. I mean, the whole place is lovely.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you just find hidden gems along the way.
Yeah.
That's the best part of traveling, isn't it?
Yeah, we didn't even know this place existed until we just drove by. But
well, thank goodness,
fantastic.
because I'm a little bit hungry. How about you?
Yeah, I'm ready for breakfast.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we came back out to Elliston. It's about 4 o'clock Newfoundland time, and we wanted to take advantage of the softer light, which it is. But guess what? The puffins are all asleep. So even though the lighting is better, there's no puffins to shoot. I mean, there's a couple, but it's been very disappointing that way. This morning, there were lots of puffins, but the light was so contrasty and harsh. I don't know if we're gonna get anything good. Still though, your worst day taking photos is always better than your best day at work. We're gonna stick around here a little while longer. There's some black-winged gulls over there. We're kind of hoping that maybe we can get some of them in flight just for something a little different. So stick around, we'll show you more in a little while. Well, now we're in Bonavista. The dungeon is over there. Spiller's Cove is over there. It's beautiful here, but I'm starting to realize that photography is all about capturing the light and not as much about capturing the subject, because this subject at sunset's going to be beautiful, but right now it's just so bright. We don't even know what to do with it to make it to elevate the photo from a snapshot to something that you can use in a competition. We're going to play around. We might actually stay out here all day, come back tonight, and see what the light changes might do to help us. But it's a very, very pretty part of the world. So we're here in Bonavista Harbor. We've just come from Elliston over to Bonavista. Now we're going to change gears. We're going to go from shooting birds, puffins, to actually the way of life for a lot of Newfoundlanders. This is a real large working fishing village. We're going to focus on capturing the Newfoundland way of life. Well, here we are at the end of our journey into Newfoundland. We had a checklist of things to see. Did we get them all out?
I think we got most of it. We couldn't have done any better.
We could not have.
I don't think we could have done any better. We had an expectation, or we always do have expectations of what we want to see when we go a place. You look at the internet, you look at brochures, and you think, yeah, we'll get this, we'll get that. But in reality, very, very, you don't get that very often.
Well, it's dependent on the weather so much and the light.
Yes.
But let's look at some highlights. So let's talk St. John's. What was the highlight of St. John's?
I think the colourful houses, the jelly bean row, just even seeing the place, and what got me was the actual harbour. And I went to
the boats. You love those ships. They're not boats; they're ships.
Back home we have fishing boats, but here they are massive ships.
Yes.
I suppose they have to be when you see the conditions they have to go out in. But
yes.
The scale of them blew me away.
Wow.
It was. But yeah, so many highlights, Randy. To be honest.
Well, I really enjoyed the battery.
Yeah, the battery.
We were there.
Good. Yes.
And then our second day, we went to Witless Bay.
Yes.
To check out the whales, which you did see one.
I saw one very, very briefly. I saw a spout, and it was a minke whale.
A minke, yeah. Which is really just a big dolphin, to be honest.
I'm going to claim it. I'm going to claim it.
But we went to the island where they had the razor bills and the murres and the puffins. And we learned a lot about how these animals all live together. How they actually interact in the ecosystem.
Yeah, they share the same habitat, but the puffin will use the burrows and the softer grasses for their burrowing their eggs.
That's right.
For their the eggs for the young. The razorbills are further down the cliff, and then other birds just nest like the gulls. They'll rest on the actual rock and build a nest on the actual rock.
It's so impressive.
Yeah.
So I think a tip to take away from a whale watching tour is make sure that there's some birds involved, because the whale is just happenstance. You get lucky, and if you're really lucky, you get a breaching whale. So you can't count on that at all. So then the next day we went all the way out to Cape St. Mary, which for me, I think was the highlight of our trip.
A stunning location.
Stunning location.
Yeah.
At the end of the world, there's not much there except the gannet population on St. Mary's Rock.
Yeah, that was really special. When we went along there, we were very lucky with the weather. Heavy rain the night before, got there, light was great, and it's half the battle with photography, isn't it?
Well, so many people I know go to that rock and it's just foggy. We were lucky enough to see all the nesting pairs. It was a huge highlight. Again, our big tip to take away there is bring food, because there's not much going on if you're hungry. That was a big lesson to learn. Then after that, we went out to the town of Dildo.
Yeah. Lovely fishing village. Again, very quaint. Small enough you can walk around the harbour and, you know, spend a good couple of hours walking around the harbour. Very, very colourful village. The great views.
Oh my goodness,
Lovely
yes,
views. Yeah.
yes. And the pizza that we had at the brewery,
That was good.
was that good?
Yeah,
Wood-fired
wood-fired
pizza.
Yeah.
Go there if you're in Dildo.
That's one.
Excellent.
The theme, to be honest with you, the food has been superb.
It has been, hasn't it?
Across the board, it's been superb.
Yep. I mean, how many pounds? Oh, thank God we're walking a lot.
We're walking a lot, so I don't feel so bad. I probably have put 2 or 3 pounds on.
Yeah.
But,
we've put on almost 10,000 steps today.
we did.
Yeah.
Yes,
So that's been pretty good.
yeah.
So then we end up in Trinity, where we are right now. This town is quaint, quintessential Newfoundland. I mean, gorgeous, gorgeous town. We saw a live show, which
That was
was
good.
excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. Today, we knew the light was harsh yesterday, so we waited till about 8:30, and we just got back from shooting the town from an elevated position. And I'm so excited about what I'm going to see when I get home.
Yeah, photography is all about the light with it, obviously. But this morning, I think it's a good lesson to scout out a few places in even harsh light and come back. And when you think the light might be in a better favourable position, like we did tonight from the hill, looking down on the town, the colourful buildings here are just, I mean, this is just a typical example, but if you look around here, all the buildings are stunning.
Stunning.
And the church is just
we can't get enough of the
amazing.
church in town. I believe someone said it was the oldest wooden church maybe in Canada.
Yeah.
I'll have to do a little research on that. But inside that church, and we'll show some pictures of that, it is just built like the inside of a hull of a boat. You can tell the boat making tradition that was carried on here. And the people have been super friendly. I think we had fish dinner last night. We had hamburgers tonight. They were great. And we had the most wonderful coffee from the next door chocolate place.
Yeah, I had a hot chocolate with real chocolate.
Oh, she did a
Special.
great job. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. So then earlier today, we went out to Elliston
Yes.
for the
puffin,
puffins.
yeah.
And big time lesson learned there is, I mean, the morning light it wasn't raining. We thought this was going to be excellent, but those little birds are white and black. So when you're shooting in high contrast light, you have to choose between, do I blow up my whites or do I get my whites in the right exposure and my feathers are going to have no detail. So we really struggled with that. I didn't think we would.
I've shot puffin in Scotland quite a lot, and it's always a challenge, black on white, in the contrasty conditions. I think too, it didn't help today that the birds were slightly further away than we anticipated.
Kind of thought. Yeah, so it wasn't like Cape St. Mary.
And I believe they do come a bit closer, but it's a cliff edge, and there's people standing there. And you're maybe talking how many, you know, it's not just a few yards or a few meters.
No,
it's
a couple of football fields.
Yeah, and you need a long lens. And even at that, yes, I think you may.
I mean, we're probably shooting around 750 with our DX mode on.
Yes.
And you're just kind of getting them in the right space. You know, the bugs out here, we've been nice, but they've been coming in my eye a bit. So we went back in the afternoon. And we didn't understand was that most of these birds are having a nap in the afternoon, so we really couldn't get a lot of good shots, even though the light was a little bit better.
I think they eat in the morning. I think like most wildlife, they're active in the morning, possibly in the evening, but in the morning there were certainly hundreds of puffin.
Oh my goodness, yes.
I mean, if you want to see puffin, you will definitely see puffin there. Photographing them is a separate
whole other game. And I saw so many people showing up there with their cell phones and their small cameras, and I'm going, yes, good record shots from those things, and if that's what you want, that's fine. But if you are serious about getting those birds, you need at least 400. And honestly, in Elliston, you need 500.
Yeah, I saw a girl with an 800 with a 2x converter. Huh. Now that would be a small aperture, but the light maybe allowed that today.
Maybe today.
Yes. So she certainly maybe had a chance of something. Yeah. So
now in between that, we went to Bonavista.
Yes. Yeah.
And we went up to the lighthouse out there, which we got a couple of nice shots, I would say.
Yes, it's a nice location. Again, the light was quite harsh.
Harsh, yes.
I reckon an evening or morning light would be maybe more favourable.
It sure would be.
But yeah, lovely location. And some nice spots, some lovely textures on the rocks. Just off the shore.
Yes, yeah. And then we stopped in at that ice cream shop and got a great ice cream.
You're giving us a lot of secrets away here, Andy.
Salted caramel ice cream.
Yes.
Just down the road from the the Bonavista Lighthouse.
As I said, it's a common theme. The food has been a theme.
Excellent, and the people have been nice, more than nice. They've been welcoming.
Yeah.
So our last night, we're going to be going back to St. John's tomorrow, and we're really just going to relax. We've taken roughly between us about 5,000 pictures, I would say.
Yeah.
Batteries held in well. The camera gear held in well.
Car held in
well. The car held in well.
Yeah.
So we had a terrific time. And I really want to thank all of you for watching the Photographers Podcast. We really want to bring more on-location episodes for you so that you can enjoy and maybe even plan out your own vacation. So please keep watching, and we'll see you next time. We want to thank Newfoundland, where the heartbeat of this enchanting region is found in its people. From the colorful streets of St. John's to the quaint fishing villages that dot the coastline, you'll find a warmth and hospitality that's as genuine as it is inviting. Here, conversations flow as freely as the Atlantic tides, with locals eager to share their stories and traditions that have shaped this resilient community. Whether you're exploring historic sites or hiking coastal trails, every interaction is an opportunity to connect with the rich cultural heritage of Newfoundland. Amidst breathtaking scenery of rugged cliffs, picturesque harbors, and rolling landscapes, Eastern Newfoundland offers more than just a destination. It offers an unforgettable experience where the warmth of its people, the richness of its food, and the beauty of its surroundings combine to create lasting memories.